We will not receive even one Muslim. That's the view of my guest today, who speaks on behalf of the recently re-elected nationalist Polish government. I'll ask him if he's defending a racist immigration policy. Dominik Tarczynski, thank you for joining me on Upfront. You're an MP and an MEP-elect for Poland's Law and Justice Party, which was recently re-elected to government and which is often criticised for being anti-immigrant, anti-refugee. But actually, you're not anti-immigrant or anti-refugee. You're OK with white Christian immigrants. You're just not OK, it seems, with brown Muslim refugees from the Middle East. White people fine, brown people not fine. There's a word for that, isn't there, Dominik?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. It has nothing to do with your color. It has nothing to do with the religion. I keep repeating it for last 4 or 5 years. It's all about safety and the common sense. It's about illegal migrants who wants to cross our borders. And if you're brown, white, yellow, or whatever, if you want to cross our border illegally, you're not allowed. We are reacting.
But you say it's not about religion. You said, quote, we will not receive even one Muslim because this is what we promised. You didn't say illegal immigrants. You said we will not receive even one Muslim.
It has nothing to do with the Muslim religion. It's not Islamophobia, as someone's trying to tell us. It's all about this moment and this fact that at 2015, Angela Merkel started this madness, and now this is a problem about Muslims mainly coming to Europe. I'm surprised they are not going to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, or any other rich Muslim countries. They would feel much better, isn't it?
If you hadn't bragged about the fact that you don't have mosques in Poland, I mean, it sounds like you don't want them there because you're anti-Muslim and anti-Islam.
Okay, so let me go from the legal path to the society. So legally, you have to apply, and legally, you're allowed to apply, and this is up to us if we agree to have you in Poland. That's number one. Then our society, our structure. I keep repeating that in many mosques, we can hear about hijra. For us, homogenic society, Christian society is a value. For me, multicultural society, it's not a value. I used to live in London. I used to live there for 5 years. I used to work in US. And I see the fruits of multiculturalism. For me, it's not a virtue. For me, it's not a value. So we have a right to think about our future in a way we want to. So Christian culture, Roman law, Greek philosophers, these are the virtues for us.
It's funny that you mention. It's funny that you mention. Can I jump in
we
1
don't
second?
Want Sharia law in Europe.
Okay.
I'm the member. Let me finish.
Having Muslims in your country doesn't mean you have Sharia law. Let me ask you this. You mentioned London. Some would say it's hypocritical that you don't want Muslims in Poland because hold on, let me finish my question.
Where the Sharia is present.
Let me finish a question. Let me finish the question. Many would say it's hypocritical that you say you don't want Muslim immigrants in your country because they commit crimes, there's a security threat, and yet you hear exactly the same rhetoric about Polish immigrants in the UK from right-wing politicians and media there. They say the Poles are groping women, they're feckless, they're criminals, they won't integrate. Don't you see the irony or the hypocrisy of treating Muslim immigrants to Poland in the same way that some Britons treat Polish immigrants?
First of all, if anyone committing a crime should be jailed, it doesn't matter. Is it Polish, is it English, or anyone else? That's number one. Crimes which you mentioned are not committed in the name of Allah.
What's that got to do with anything? I thought we were talking about security.
Of Christ.
Who cares?
They are just criminals.
We're talking about security threats. But why not?
That's number one.
Why not generalize? Why shouldn't British people generalize about Poles? You're generalizing about Muslims. Not all Muslims are terrorists, as you know.
But most terrorists are Muslims. After the terror attacks, we can hear from imams. That's the reaction.
That's not
they are
true,
happy,
as you know.
and they want to kill all the infidels. So that's a lie, the difference between Western civilization.
Imams across the world did not applaud terrorist attacks.
You can just Google it. Just Google it.
Okay, you can Google also the Charlie Hebdo attacks.
Okay, you say this is a lie.
It is a lie to say all imams applaud.
News, I can tell.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
You've got hate preachers.
There are hate preachers,
indeed.
what this sentence
means?
That's not all imams, though. You said all imams clapping. Let me ask you this, Dominik. After the Charlie Hebdo attacks, you had the King of Jordan...
There you go. You don't have hate preachers in the Christian churches.
That's not true either. After the Charlie Hebdo attacks, you had the King of Jordan, the Prime Minister of Turkey, the Foreign Minister of Egypt, the President of the Palestinian Authority, numerous leaders from the Muslim-majority world literally marched through the streets of Paris in solidarity with the non-Muslim victims of those attacks. I don't remember seeing you or any other member of the Polish government marching in Christchurch, New Zealand, in solidarity with the Muslim victims of that attack. I don't remember seeing you marching in Christchurch.
All this solidarity, candles, and all this painting on the floor, it's a joke.
But where was
yours?
We
don't need this kind
where
of
was your march? I don't remember seeing your march in New Zealand.
Real action.
Dominic, I don't remember seeing you and the Polish government marching in New Zealand. Answer that. Why didn't you do what Muslim leaders did
because
and march
we behave differently
in Christchurch? No,
we don't
I'm
need marches. We have our borders, which are safe.
That's got nothing to do with the question.
If you think that these Muslims, these preachers, these imams are so peaceful, let them go to Saudi Arabia, let them go to Qatar. As I told you, we are a Christian country. We don't want hijrah in Poland. We don't want Poland being taken over by Muslims, Buddhists, or someone else. For us, Christianity as identity, as our DNA, is very important. And our government has the right to say no. And no one will ever force us to take Muslims, Buddhists, non-believers in huge numbers. But we are helping by sending money because our government is very straight. That's it. Do not force us to do things which our society doesn't want. That's why our government was elected. That's why we have won.
Dominik Tarczynski, thanks for joining me on